Today we are sharing our depreciation story with Lucky, our 2016 Tesla Model X. Glad you're here. Welcome back to TesLUCKY, the YouTube channel where you can follow the adventures of Lucky the Tesla. I am at the Big Pine Key Superchargers. It's actually kind of a dark and gloomy day. Perfect weather for the topic, auto depreciation. It's real. It happens to everyone. Electric vehicles, ICE vehicles. I really never gave depreciation a whole lot of thought in the past. I had a lot of company cars in my career, and I've had cars that I just owned them a long time, and then when I traded them in, I expected them to be worth like $1,000 or so. But then on October 25th of this year, 2023, I got an email from Tesla with the offer to transfer the free supercharging for life from Lucky to a new Tesla if we took delivery by the end of the year. And I considered that for a hot minute. The offer got me a little bit curious. So that's when I learned about the depreciation of Lucky. We're going to share all the data, all the numbers in this video with you. What exactly is Lucky worth today after 7.5 years, after 138,192 miles? Watch this video and find out. But first, I did a little research on the general topic of depreciation, and there's a couple things I want to share from a few websites. Number one, this was a Consumer Reports article published in October of 2020. Electric vehicles that go at least 200 miles on a single charge and gas-powered vehicles have comparable depreciation rates. This article showed that electric vehicles with at least a 200-mile range had a depreciation of 56% after 5 years, and a comparable gas-powered vehicle was at 55%. Very, very similar depreciation rates. I thought that was very interesting. Number two, this was from a Car and Driver article, and it really makes sense. I think everybody knows this. The article just sort of confirmed it, that higher mileage vehicles have more depreciation. That's just logical. I think everybody knows that. 20% of the value is lost in the first 12 months of car ownership. That's electric vehicles and gas. After about 5 years, the average vehicle has depreciated about 60%. And that's consistent with what we saw in that Consumer Reports article. So these are kind of the numbers that I saw in all the articles that I pulled up. 20% in the first year and 55 to 60% after 5 years. The third resource that I found was a website called CarBrain, market for less than perfect cars. Okay, 7.5 years of ownership, 2 car accidents. Lucky is definitely in that less than perfect category. This website states that after a car accident, depreciation rate is about 10 to 25% greater than the normal depreciation rate. And there's a lot of factors that went into that. You can go to carbrain.com and read all about that. But I just wanted to kind of lay the groundwork for what seems to be like normal and reasonable depreciation. And now I'm just going to go through, very simple, straightforward, our story. I've got notes, I've got dates. What is Lucky worth today? What was her original value? What did we pay for her? Let's get into all this data right here, right now. First, let me show you Lucky's specs. Lucky is an older 2016 P90D Model X. We have free supercharging for life. We have hardware 1.0 as it relates to autopilot, and we have a lithium ion phosphate battery. Lucky came off the assembly line on August 28th of 2016. Her original name, by the way, was Hoopsla. The original owner called her Hoopsla, and he paid $144,950 for Hoopsla. Pretty high price to pay for a new car. I'm glad we didn't pay that much for Lucky. We actually never would have paid that much for Lucky. To be truthful, we bought Lucky used for about half of that price. But the original owner paid $20,000 for ludicrous mode, and he decked out this vehicle with every single upgrade that he possibly could. So Roman, if you're watching, I do thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so then after 2.5 years and approximately 22,000 miles, we purchased Lucky used on March 28, 2019. That's Carly's birthday, and we have a great video on this channel, by the way, of the delivery of Lucky, because they had to drive her from California to Florida for us to take possession of Lucky. So you can see the first day, the first moment I laid eyes on Lucky. We've got all of that on video in that Lucky's adoption day video. Our resale purchase price was $72,500, about half, and with taxes the actual cost came to $78,030. So between owner number 1 and owner number 2, us, there was a 46% depreciation, $66,647. Lucky's had 2 car accidents. The first car accident was on October 22nd, 2019. There were no collisions in Lucky's history before we acquired her. That car accident happened at 42,739 miles, and there was minor damage, and the repairs cost $6,484. Accident number 2 happened earlier this year, March 24, 2023. By the way, we have playlist series for both of these car accidents if you want to go through the nitty-gritty details on the repairs and what was broken and how long it took and insurance details. It's all in the playlists. Accident 2 was moderate damage. It was not severe damage. That's when the frame is damaged. It was definitely not minor damage, because those repairs cost $16,661.86. So here's the interesting thing as it relates to depreciation and that big aha moment with that offer from Tesla to trade in the vehicle and transfer the supercharging. Like, back in April of this year, April 5th, 2023, as part of car accident number 2 repairs, Geico estimated the value of Lucky to be $41,477. So that was after 122,000 miles and 2 car accidents. The vehicle was still valued at just over $41,000. So I was thinking, well, if I can get about that for a trade-in and a $7,500 tax credit and transfer the free supercharging for life, maybe buying a new Tesla would make sense. And then I decided to pursue the trade-in value directly with Tesla. And the trade-in value for Lucky was $13,800. So that's kind of the only part of this depreciation story that shocked me a little bit, because like 6 months earlier, the vehicle was worth approximately $41,000, and now it's worth approximately $14,000. And I guess that's the impact of accident number 2. The mileage today is 138,192 miles. So in April, it was 122,000. Not that different. But yet that second accident seems to have really accelerated the depreciation of Lucky. And so with Lucky's trade-in value being $13,800, I am just going to drive this car forever. I'm going to drive this car into the ground, so to speak, and just pay whatever repairs are necessary, because this doesn't feel like a $14,000 car to me. Lucky's in really good condition. She's driving well after the accident, so to infinity and beyond with Lucky the Tesla. When you look at the total depreciation of Lucky from the time of the original purchase, now $138,000 and 2 car accidents later, the percentage is actually 90% depreciation, which represents $131,150. That seems like a lot. What do you think? Is 90% depreciation normal for a vehicle like this, 7.5 years old? I guess I just would have expected that to come in a little bit more like 70 or 80%, especially since the vehicle had such a higher value as recent as April. But I would really love to hear your thoughts, your stories, and any relevant examples. Please share them in the comments below. And then I'm going to go ahead and put up in the top corners, if you'd like to keep watching the TesLUCKY YouTube channel, we suggest you take a look at our most successful video of all time, just past 10,000 views, and that is our maintenance recap at 127,000 miles. Every dollar that we spent on maintenance is outlined in that video. And then we'll let the YouTube algorithm pick another video for the other corner. Thank you so much for watching TesLUCKY. We're just going to keep going. More adventures in Lucky the Tesla, so stay tuned. Click the bell for notifications if you're still here, by the way. Thank you for watching this video all the way till the end.